A pleasant day to everyone who is watching this video. The gift of leadership is endowed to each and every one of us. However, developing the skills that should come with it is our responsibility. This video is created to help you understand the importance of good leadership. It will help you realize the essence by which we should practice and apply it, especially in handling our workload effectively. This leadership skills development training is under the SSG Annual Action Plan, which aims to sharpen your interpersonal skills as young leaders of the Isabela National High School and to build your confidence and hopes that would pave the way for you to become resilient leaders of your time and of our nation in the future. After watching this video about training on leadership skills, you are also expected to develop your leadership qualities and to understand some effective ways of conflict resolutions. To start off, I will be showing you pictures of two significant trees, and as I discuss, I would like you to reflect on the skills that you have as a leader. So our topic for today is the essence of good leadership. This is the first picture I was talking about. It is a picture of a sycamore tree. What is a sycamore tree? It is a wide and canopied tree that grows 75 to 100 feet. It is characterized as a strong and resilient wood. It has vigorous and robust leaves with the deepest kind of root structure, and it grows easily, but it is difficult to kill, maybe because of the structure of its roots. Malalim ang mga ugat nito. Another tree is the coconut tree. It is known as the tree of life because of the usefulness of all its parts, from its leaves to its roots. Napakahalaga ng lahat ng yan. It is also known for its resilience. It can weather heat or typhoon. It easily can adapt to its environment. And do you know that its fruit can float on salt water for 3 months without being rotten? Yan ang dahilan kung bakit yan nakikita sa buong mundo. Do you see familiar characteristics of these trees in you as a leader? That's great! Hindi malayo na kayo nga ay naitalaga na maging isang magaling na leader. There are two ways by which we can better define the word leader. Who is a leader? A leader is one who leads, commands, and convinces other people to follow. A leader is one who comes first in line for others' benefit. And he is one who encourages people to work as a team. Nakikita mo ba ang sarili mo sa definitions na yan on who is a leader? To define a leader, we also can answer, what is a leader? A leader is one who is characterized by resiliency. Naalala niyo ba yung dalawang puno na ating diniscuss kanina? A leader is able to withstand or recover quickly from different conditions. Actually, that is the characteristic of being resilient. You can withstand or recover quickly from different conditions. You're able to recoil or spring back into shape after bending, stretching, and being compressed. Alam niyo sa leadership, ganyan ang mararanasan natin. Minsan talagang mararanasan nating ma-stretch out, mararanasan nating ma-compress, mahila-hila, di ba? Na parang hindi mo na alam kung paano mo i-withstand yung mga pressures ng leadership. But again, as a good leader, you should be resilient. you should be flexible, and you should be pliant and elastic. Let's talk about the skills of readiness. A ready leader must demonstrate vision. A strong vision is the only most powerful personality of a good leader. Ang isang magaling na leader, meron siyang vision. Alam niya kung ano ang dapat at kung ano at saan patungo ang kanyang team. Okay? Sabi nga sa Proverbs, without vision, people will perish. Another skill of readiness is delegation. Delegation is assigning the task or the work, imparting the work ng team sa bawat member nito. Okay? Delegation ay paghahati-hati ng trabaho. Alam mo kung kanino at kanino nararapat ang isang gawain, at being a leader, you should not be taking all the work of responsibility. You should be working on the task your position requires of you. Kaya nga kayo na-elect, kaya nga tayo nagkaroon ng election dahil may kanya-kanyang office kayo na dapat niyong tugunan. Another skill of readiness is through empathy. A good leader knows how to empathize. Alam mo kung paano ang pakiramdam ng bawat miyembro ng iyong team sa kanilang mga gawain. And a ready leader must also demonstrate persuasiveness. Persuasiveness is the ability to communicate well. You're able to use words, ng maayos sa pakikipag-usap mo sa iba. Meron nga kasabihan sa Proverbs, words said at the right time is like a golden apple set in a silver setting. Napakagandang tingnan nun. Ibig sabihin, ang tamang salita na kapag nasabi mo ng maayos ay napakaganda. Kahit mahirap, kahit masakit yung salita na yun, kung tamang nasabi mo, sa tamang tono mo, sa tamang paraan, ay magiging katanggap-tanggap ito sa iyong pinagsasabihan. Another one is decisiveness. That is also another skill. Decisiveness, you're able to decide right away sa tamang decision na hindi ka nangangamba, kundi meron kang capacity to decide right away. And then, the recognition and ability to manage skills. Hindi ko sinasabing sa lahat ng panahon ay tama ang iyong desisyon. Minsan, nagkakaroon tayo ng maling desisyon. Yun ba ay kasalanan na magkamali ka sa iyong mga desisyon? Hindi. Being a good leader, ang isang skill mo dapat is to recognize and to accept, and you have the ability to manage risk. Talagang bilang isang magaling na leader, dapat nating maranasan yung mga risk na sinasabi, especially sa decision making. Tanggapin natin kung nagkamali tayo. Well, you just have to accept and you try again. Okay? So, there are also factors affecting good leadership. What are these? The first one is your principle. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng principles? Principles are fundamental truths that serve as foundation for a system of belief or behavior. Okay. Ang principles natin, lalo na kayo, you are still very young. Hindi pa established ang mga principles nyo sa buhay. Kumbaga, kayo ay nag-iipon pa lang or nagpapatibay pa lang ng inyong mga moral values and principles along the way. And the way by which these principles are embedded upon your person would say a lot about the kind of leader that you are at present and the kind of leader that you will be in the future. So, yung mga prinsipyo na inyong nararanasan sa inyong habang kayo ay lumalaki at habang kayo ay nag-gain ng wisdom along the way, ito yung magiging bahagi na makaka-affect sa inyong good leadership. That is why, as you grow along, habang kayo ay lumalaki, dapat ang mga prinsipyo nyo ay pinatitibay yung mga tamang prinsipyo ay napapagtibay sa inyong kalooban. Another one that affects good leadership will be your ambitions. What are ambitions? These are strong desires to achieve something requiring determination and hard work. Okay, diba? Lahat tayo may ambitions tayo. Lalo na kayo, kasi mga bata pa kayo, napakarami pa, napaka-fresh pa ng mga ambitions ninyo. And as leaders, it should inspire you as leader to strive harder even if you fail at times. Minsan, hindi lahat ng ambitions natin nakukuha natin, di ba? Minsan, nagkakaroon tayo ng failures. At tulad nga nasabi natin kanina, it is but normal to fail. Hindi siya malaking kasalanan. Kung ikaw man ay nag-fail, you just have to admit yung mga weaknesses mo. You just have to accept kung ano man ang naging mali mo, and then you try again. Okay? That is good leadership. Another factor that would affect good leadership is your leanings. Ang leanings na tinatawag. Leanings are your tendency or partiality of a particular kind. Naalala nyo nung bago mag-election or during the election, or bago mag-election, merong dalawang parties na naglaban, di ba? You all tried your best to be part of the SSG. Diba? Isang kanya-kanyang partido kayo. Ano ang pangalan ng parties ninyo? I think it was Mamba Party and Arise Party. Diba? Ang gagaling nyo. Kasi lahat kayo, you tried your best during the campaign period. Kitang-kita ko kung ano, kung sino yung talagang nandoon yung aspirations to become great leaders. And nung time na yon, gusto mo maging part ng SSG, diba? Kasama mo yung kapartido mo, mga kapartido mo, and talagang you were campaigning with all your might para makapasok kayo sa SSG. Now, from the campaign period up to the election of officer candidates, you were a party, diba? Iisang partido kayo, tama? However, from the time of the proclamation of winners to this time, you are already part of a new team. Okay? Dapat tanggalin na natin yung party affiliations natin and we will be working as one team. Kasi, tapos na. Nakapamili na, di ba? Nagkaroon na ng resulta ang election na nangyari noon. That's why, yung tapos na sana rin, di ba? Tapusin na rin natin yung affiliation natin, being a Mamba Party or a Rice Party. I'm not saying nakalimutan nyo, no? Kasi it has been part of your growth. But then what I mean is, you should be working now as one team. Being the winners of the election, you are now one team. Hindi na kayo part ng magkaibang partido, kundi kayo ngayon ay iisa ng team na kayo ngayon ay lalakad at ilalakad kung ano man yung mga direksyon na meron tayo sa programa natin sa SSG. And para tayong sumasayaw, no? Sa isang panibagong tugtugin na dapat lahat tayo ay sabay-sabay. We should be dancing in one group, ika nga. So, kapag hindi sabay-sabay, may kaliwa, may kanan, may pataas, may pababa, hindi magandang tingnan, hindi ba? Kaya nga, dapat, as one team, we should be working together in one direction. Okay. Alright? Now, let's talk about the factors affecting leadership performance. Ano naman kaya nakaka-apekto sa performance mo as a leader? Una, eto, nararanasan natin to, no? Prejudices about a person or a task. Minsan, meron ka ng kaisipan sa isang tao na sa tingin mo, yun na yung magde-define dun sa tao kung paano yung gagawin ng isang task. So, if you have a negative connotation of a person or negative thought about a person, you would think na parang mahinang klase or hindi magaling, ganyan, di ba? So, yung prejudices na yun ay nakaka-affect or nakaka-apekto sa performance natin as leaders because we do not trust. Kailangan nating magtiwala sa ating kapwa mga leaders. Another one is manana habit. Alam niyo yung ibig sabihin nito. Ito yung parang mamaya na lang, tsaka na lang, hindi pa naman siguro kailangan, tsaka na lang natin gawin. Tapos mag-aapura lahat kapag nandyan na yung pangangailangan. And that is what you call manana habit. And hindi siya maganda sa isang leader na meron kang ganitong ugali, di ba? Na meron kang ganitong habit na tsaka na lang. You have to work. If you have the time, harapin mo na kung ano yung ipinagagawa at kung ano ang kailangan. And I know you're all familiar with this, the ningas kogon. Ano itong ningas kogon? Kaya nga, kogon is easily, di ba? Ang daling sindihan ng dried, lalo na yung dried na damo na kogon grass, diba? Ang daling sindihan. Kapag yung ningas sinindihan mo, ay, sobrang laki agad ng apoy. Pero kalaunan, ang dali rin niyang mawala. Ang dali ring mawala ng kanyang ningas. Kaya nga tinatawag na ningas kogon kasi parang magaling ka lang sa simula. Alala nyo nung campaign. Diba? Ang dami nating pangako. If I will win, if you will support me, ganyan. So, I will do this, I will do that. Nasaan na kaya? I hope that none of you have this kind of attitude na ningas kogon. Another factor to affect the leadership performance is the object of loyalty. Tulad ng sabi ko kanina, sana wala na yung partido. Kasi tapos na, di ba? Minsan kasi parang, ay, hindi ko naman kapartido yan dati, kaya, hayaan mo na. Kapag si ganito ang nag-utos sa akin, yung kapartido ko, okay lang. Pero pag siya, hindi ko naman siya kaparti, ayokong sumunod. That is not a good attitude. It will affect your leadership performance. And another one is the barkadahan system. Sinasabi natin, no, barkada mo, kaya gagawin mo. Pero pag hindi mo barkada, hindi mo nagagawin. Or parang ang nangyayari, barkadahan lang ang SSG, parang ganon, na parang hayaan mo na yung mga natin, yung mga goals, okay na yung presidente na ang gagawa, si vice president, hayaan mo na sila, sila lang naman yung importante dyan. No, it's not. Hindi siya ganon, di ba? So, magtulungan tayo. Hindi siya barkadahan. We are a team. Magkakaibigan tayo, oo. Pero, yung goals natin, dapat ay sabay-sabay nating gagampanan at gagawin. Okay? And, of course, the most important is your accountability. It can affect your leadership performance if you do not know how to exercise your sense of accountability. Pag wala kang sense of accountability, gagawin mo kung anong gusto mo. Bahala na. Diba? O hindi ka accountable. Parang hindi ka responsible doon sa mga ginagawa mo. And that would affect your leadership performance. Alright. Now, good leadership considers that you are part of a team. So make sure you do your part in the best way that you can. Alright? So, ang good leadership daw ay dapat nakikita mo yung organization as working as a team. Okay? So, you make sure that being part of the team, you should do your part. Kasi meron kang importanteng gagawin doon. No one in the team can do it best aside from you. Okay? So, kailangan yung assigned task mo, kung ano yung naka-assign, nakatoka sa'yo na trabaho, walang ibang makakagawa nun ng maayos kundi ikaw lang. Kaya, gawin mo ang the best that you could do para magampanan ang iyong trabaho. Another thing to consider as a good leader in good leadership is that you learn to work for the objective and goals with your team and the agency that you represent. Okay, ano yung agency na ating nire-represent as part of the SSG? We are representing Isabela National High School and we are representing City of Ilagan. We are representing the City Division of Ilagan and we are representing Department of Education as a whole. Okay? So, you have to learn to work for the objectives and goals of the SSG per se and the DepEd as a whole. Alright? And another thing to consider in good leadership is that you should always be loyal to your calling as a leader-elect. So you should now work as a team, collectively moving towards one goal. Okay? All this affects not only your leadership, but will speak of the kind of person that you are. So your behavior and actions show your ethics, and your ethics matter in your work. Okay? Now, what are ethics? Pag-usapan naman natin ngayon, ano nga ba yung tinatawag na ethics? Are you familiar with this word? Work ethics include not only how one feels about the task assigned to him, but also how one does his or her task and responsibilities. This involves attitude, behavior, respect, the way you communicate, and interact, or how one gets along with others. Kung paano ka nakikitungo sa ibang tao, ano yung behavior mo, yung kaugalian mo, ano yung paano ka nakikitungo sa kapwa mo tao. Okay? So, this comprises the ethics. Work ethics are guiding principles. They are used to set working tone and behavior in the workplace. So, kapag tayo ay nagtatrabaho, tayo ay gumagampan sa ating mga tungkulin, kung paano natin dinidil ang bawat isa, nakikita doon yung tinatawag nating work ethics as we work together as a team. So working harmoniously is a challenge, lalo na ngayong panahon ng pandemya, di ba? Hindi tayo nagkikita-kita. Napakahirap, no? Napakahirap sa isang organization yung magtrabaho, gumampan sa isang goal or gawin ang isang trabaho nang hindi tayo magkakaharap-harap. Nag-uusap lang tayo through Zoom meetings, ibang-iba kaysa sa dati, hindi ba? But then we have to adapt to the new normal na sinasabi nga na kailangan nating harapin yung challenges na ating mga hinaharap sa ating mga trabaho. So, it is really a great challenge to work harmoniously. But I believe na sa ating sitwasyon naman sa SSG natin, maayos naman nating nagagampanan lahat ng mga trabaho natin, mga tasks natin because we work harmoniously. And work ethics demonstrate many things about who and how a person is. So tatandaan natin na yung paano tayo gumagampan sa trabaho natin ay nagpapakita ng ating pagkatao. Okay? Ngayon, paano natin malalaman? How are we going to know if our actions are ethical or not? Have you ever wondered, paano nga ba? Paano mo nga ba malalaman kung katanggap-tanggap ba yung iyong mga pamamaraan, yung iyong ugali? Paano mo malalaman? So, these are things to consider. Is it legal or fair? Fair ba? Kapag sasabihin mo itong bagay na ito, kapag iniisip mo itong bagay na ito bang gagawin mo legal or wala ba akong masasagasaan? Fair ba ito para sa lahat or para sa akin lang? Fair siya? So, ganun, titignan mo, babalansehin mo kung ito ba ay makabubuti para sa lahat. Pangalawang tanong, will it help anyone if I do it? Yung bang gagawin kong desisyon, makakatulong ba ito? Or ako lang ang matutulungan? Or makakatulong ba para sa ikabubuti ng lahat? Or para lang sa akin? The third question will be, will it hurt anyone or make anyone uncomfortable? No? Kapag ito bang ginawa kong desisyon, makakasakit ba ako? Makakasagasa ba ako? ito ba sasabihin ko, will it make this person uncomfortable kapag binanggit ko itong bagay na ito? So we should be sensitive. No? In other words, be sensitive doon sa mga sitwasyon. Alright? Before you act or before you say anything. The third one is, does it convey respect? Ito, napaka-importante nito, mga anak, no? Respect. Respect not only to elderly people or older people, but respect to your fellow men. Kahit bata yan, mas bata sa'yo, irerespeto mo. Okay? Does it convey respect? Hindi porket ikaw mas panganay ka, kung pwede mong gawin, i-bully siya kasi younger siya. No, it should not be that way. Okay? So, we should respect. Yung actions natin should always convey respect to other people. Ngayon, if not, sabi sa ating slide, if not, then don't do it. Don't say it. And don't be a part of it. Okay? So, kung may mga bagay na hindi naman pala tama, alam mong mali, alam mong hindi tama yung patutunguhan ng desisyon na yon. Makakasakit yung sasabihin mo na yon. No? Pag naging bahagi ka nun, marami ang hindi matutuwa. Then, don't do it. Because these things would be unethical. Kapag ka nakasakit ka, nakasagasa ka ng iyong kapwa. Remember to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Do no harm to your neighbor. Diba? That's the greatest commandment. Now, where does the problem lie? Or where does the problem usually lie? Bakit nagkakaroon ng problema sa isang organisasyon or sa isang samahan? We may know the code of ethics in our mind. Alam natin di ba? Kayo din, alam nyo na kung anong tama at mali. Kahit mga bata pa kayo, you already know somehow. Meron kayong moral ethics na kahit bata pa kayo, alam nyo na kung ano yung tama at mali. But, we forget how to apply its principles by heart, especially in provoking situations. Naranasan nyo na ba? Yung manlagay sa isang alanganing sitwasyon na parang nandyan yung binubuli ka na, napapahiya ka na. Now, how are you going to react? Ito yung sinasabi natin na sometimes we forget our ethics, especially when we are in provoking situations. Okay, paano nga ba tayo nagre-react kapag tayo ay naipit or nailagay sa isang alanganing sitwasyon? Sa loob ng isang organisasyon, mga anak, conflicts are unavoidable. Hindi natin maiwasan na nagkakaroon ng conflict. Nagkakaroon ng awayan, iringan, nagkakainitan, diba? Nagkakainisan, lalo na kung medyo mahirap yung trabaho. Ngayon, how are we going to respond to conflicts? When we are facing conflicts, tingnan nyo to, use a velvet hammer. Have you seen a velvet hammer? Ako nakakita na ako ng hammer, pero yung velvet hammer parang wala pa yata akong nakikita. Pero kita nyo yung tsura niya, no? Ang ganda, ang ganda. Diba? Velvet hammer. Ano ba yung hammer? Actually, velvet hammer is just an idiomatic expression. Okay? So, ano ba yung characteristic or ano ba yung hammer? Anong nagagawa ng hammer? Diba? Pamukpok, matigas. Kapag ka napukpok yung daliri mo, aray ko, masakit yun. Diba? Samantalang yung velvet na tela, napaka-soft nun eh. Diba? Napaka-soft, napaka-comforting kapag nilagay mo sa pinangtakip mo sa katawan mo, napakalambot, maka-comfort ka. Ano itong velvet hammer na sinasabi? Na kapag daw tayo ay dumating sa isang sitwasyon na alanganin, no, that there is conflict, we should use the velvet hammer. Ano itong velvet hammer? This is correcting with understanding or correcting with grace. Naalala nyo yung characteristic kanina ng isang leader? Pagiging kakaroon ng persuasiveness, di ba? pagiging persuasive, maayos sa kanyang salita, kaya mong i-handle ang iyong sarili at ang iyong mga salita in a very gracious manner. Hindi ka nang papahiya, hindi ka naninigaw, hindi ka nang aaway, kundi you deal with the situation ng maayos, sa maayos na paraan. Naalala niyo yung sabi ko kanina, words said at the right time is like a golden apple set in a silver plating. Kaya nga ang ganda, di ba? Kailangan nating maging matalino sa pag-handle natin ng mga conflicts using, of course, the velvet hammer. Another way to face conflict is to give grace under fire. Oh, paano naman to? This is another idiomatic expression. Giving grace under fire. Ang hirap man, ano? You're under fire. Kumukulo na sa galit yung loob mo. Kumukulo ka na sa inis, ganyan. Pero still, you have to be gracious doon sa tao na kinaiinisan mo. You have to learn to leave room for mistakes. Dahil pati ikaw din ay nagkakamali din. Lahat tayo, hindi tayo perfect. Lahat tayo, there are times that we fail, there are times na mali yung mga nasasabi natin or nagagawa natin. That's why you have also to become gracious and forgiving to other people. And that is what you call grace under fire. Okay? Okay. Another way to face your conflict is using the one choice over 8 feelings in 90 seconds. Okay. Alam niyo ba na ang feelings ng tao will only last for 90 seconds? Are you familiar with the saying na pag galit na galit ka, magbilang ka up to 100? Ginagawa niyo ba yon? Ako minsan ginagawa ko yan. No? Yung after, pag nandoon yung intense na anger sa loob mo, you count up to 100. Totoo yun. Kasi alam niyo ba na ang emotions ng tao will only last for 90 seconds. And in this 90 seconds, meron kang 8 feelings na mararamdaman. Ayon sa psychology, these 8 feelings are present at that very moment. You have the joy, trust, fear, surprise, sadness, disgust, anger, anticipation. Yung 8 feelings na yun are all present at that time. So, ang gagawin mo lang is you choose. Okay? You have one choice over 8 feelings in 90 seconds. Okay? Kaya nga pag galit na galit ka, huwag ka muna agad-agad magbibitaw ng kahit anong salita. You have to wait for 90 seconds for your emotions to subside. Alright? And of course, dahil may choice tayo, we can always choose to love. Okay? Love lang. Intindihin, understand. Grace under fire. Okay? So, yun ang ating paiiralin when it comes to conflicts. Our work ethics are affected by our misconceptions about our task. Minsan kasi mali lang yung pagkakaintindi natin sa ating trabaho. Minsan, iniisip natin, magtatrabaho ako kasi inutusan lang naman ako ni Ma'am Eraskin eh. Kasi sabi niya, gagawin ko daw to eh. Or, magtatrabaho ako para sikat ako. Diba? Papasok ako, magiging SSG officer ako so that I will be famous in the school. Another misconception is that we are not accountable to anyone. Not even to the one who gave us life and the strength to work. Sino yun? Sino nagbigay sa atin ng lakas para makapagtrabaho or makagampan sa ating mga tungkulin? Sino yung tumawag sa'yo sa pagiging SSG officer? Is it because nanalo ka? I think, iba, no? Kailangan, ito yung mga misconceptions na dapat nating ayusin. We are accountable. Okay? We are accountable as leaders. We are accountable to our work, to our responsibilities, and to the people, to the students na nag-elect sa inyo. You are accountable. So, and ang pinakang dapat natin maintindihan, we are accountable to God who called us. Siya ang naglagay sa iyo dyan bilang isang officer, leader sa school para maging huwaran ka sa iyong kapwa mag-aaral para maging ikaw ay maging leader sa lahat ng mabubuting bagay sa iyong mga kamag-aral. Another misconception is that our talents and abilities, your potentialities, come from you, no? And thereby you take the credit to yourself. Ay, ang galing ko kasi. Talagang matalino, sadyang matalino lang ako, tsaka sadyang maganda lang kasi ako, or gwapo ako, kaya ako nanalo. Diba? It's not that. It should not be the case. No? Dapat makita natin na yung talents nyo, very talented kayong lahat na SSG officers. No? And I'm proud that, and I'm happy that I am part of the leadership na kinabibilangan ninyo ngayon. And those talents and those abilities, potentials that you have, they all come from God. And you have to use it. You have to acknowledge God na siya ang pinanggalingan ng lahat ng iyan. So that you can work and display yung confidence, no? Na kayo ay tinawag nga sa position na yan. Alright, alam nyo ba na dahil si God ang tumawag sa atin, ang Diyos ang nagluklok sa atin, sa kung anuman ang meron tayo ngayon, dahil bahagi tayo ng leadership ng school, alam nyo ba that God hates laziness? Yes, ayaw ng Diyos ng tamad. Kaya ang trabaho, first and foremost, galing yan sa Diyos at ayaw niya ng tamad. Nakikita natin sa Proverbs 6, chapter 6, verses 6 to 8. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise, which, having no captain, overseer, or ruler, provides her supplies in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. Ginawang example, no? Ng Diyos ang mga langgam. Alam niyo ba ang mga langgam ay bulag? Yes. Ang kanilang pinakang mata is yung antenna na meron sila, no? Kaya sila nakakagalaw. Pero kita nyo, kahit ganun sila, nagtatrabaho sila kahit wala daw master, kahit wala naman nag-uutos sa kanila, they do their job, no? Parang ganun. So, masipag, kasipagan sila, example ng kasipagan. So, tayo din ay hinahanapan din tayo or nag-e-expect ang ating Diyos sa atin to work na hindi tayo maging tamad sa ating mga trabaho. Another thing is, work ethics are intrinsic. Anong intrinsic? It comes from within. Galing sa loob natin. Okay? Yung work ethics natin, alam nyo ba, hindi natin yan napapag-aralan. Yan ay galing sa loob natin. Galing yan doon sa mga principles na naipon, values natin na naipon along the way as we grow in this life. Where they come from are answered from a Christian worldview. Work ethics come from God, the Creator. God made humans in His image, and His Word proclaims these various work ethics. Kung kayo nagbabasa ng Bible, mababasa nyo doon sa Bible mismo, itong mga words na ito. Honesty, loyalty, integrity, faithfulness, doing a job well, keeping things above board, and accountability factors. These are not new words. They are all found in the Bible. And it is God who established these words as basic foundation for a good work, no? Sa ating pagtatrabaho, lalabas ang mga ito para sa ganon ay maging maayos ang ating trabaho bilang mga leaders. So, what are we going to do para maging maayos ang ating pagtatrabaho bilang mga leaders? We have to change our perspective and see that work is a calling. Yung pagkaka-elect ninyo sa SSG, pagiging bahagi ninyo sa SSG is a calling from God. ang Diyos ang nagluklok. Ang Diyos ang naglagay sa inyo na maging bahagi ng liderato ng SSG. So, as elected leaders, we are mandated to work and explore our talents and abilities as our tool to help our school and our fellow learners as a whole for the greater good. So, like kung sinasabi sa inyo na yung mga talents natin, abilities natin, yan ang magiging tool ninyo para tayo ay makapagtrabaho, makapaglingkod sa ating paaralan at sa ating mga kapwa estudyante. And that is our goal and our mandate as leaders, okay, in our school. So here, we are called not to be masters, but servants. You should remember that. I repeat that. We are called not to be masters, but servants. So, yun ang calling sa atin. Hindi ka master or hindi ka lord over other people. Hindi ikaw yung boss, hindi ikaw yung nasusunod, hindi ikaw yung ganon, no? Dapat ikaw ay servant. Example ka, maging paano ka mag-serve, no? Maglilingkod tayo. Hindi tayo yung paglilingkuran. Okay? So, sabi ko nga kanina, God is the one who chose you and me to be part of SSG for this year. As it said in Colossians, sabi ko nga, we are not masters, but we are servants. Okay, sabi sa Colossians chapter 3, verse 22 in the Bible, servants, obey your earthly masters in everything, not only when their eye is on you and to win their favor, but with sincerity of heart and reverence for the Lord. So, hindi habang panahon, mga anak na estudyante kayo, no? Pagdating ng panahon, kayo ay magtatrabaho din. And when somebody is higher than you, meron kang master o meron kang boss, ang sabi sa atin, servants, obey your earthly masters. Kahit na hindi nakatingin si master sa'yo, ikaw ay magtatrabaho. Okay? Kahit wala nakatingin. Kahit sa ngayon, no, na tayo yung mga lingkod ng ating paaralan, kahit hindi na sabihin ni principal, no? Kung nakita mo, for example, bumalik na tayo ulit sa school, nakita mo may mga nakakalat dyan na mga papel sa kalsada, maybe you could be a good leader na maging ikaw yung manguna na magpulot ng mga kalat sa ating paaralan, hindi ba? Parang ganon. So, hindi lang yung inuutusan ka, kundi ikaw yung magkusang magtrabaho ng buong puso, with sincerity of heart and reverence, kanino? Para sa Diyos. Okay? Kasi, ang Diyos ang tumawag sa atin, kaya siya yung ating bibigyan ng kaluguran sa ating paglilingkod. So, siya yung dapat nating bigyan. Siya yung i-honor natin dito sa ating trabaho, sa ating pagkakatawag bilang bahagi ng leadership ng ating eskwelahan. Okay? And another verse, sabi dyan, servants, sa 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18, servants, be submissive to your masters with all respect, not only to those who are good and gentle, but also to those who are unreasonable. So, lahat daw ang nandiyan yung respeto natin, ano? Kahit minsan, hindi maganda yung, lalo na sa mga teachers natin, be respectful. Lalo na sa mga nakatatanda sa atin, be respectful. Even if sometimes other people are unreasonable, you just have to be respectful. Okay? So, true work ethics that brings good leadership is this. May I just read to you Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Sabi dito, finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Ito mga bagay na ito na nabanggit, mga values and morals na nabanggit dito, These are characteristics of a good leader. Okay? So, a good leader must always be true. Yung leanings mo, laging sa katotohanan. Yung leanings natin, laging sa noble. Yung kaisipan natin must always be noble. We should be on the side of what is right. Okay? We should be siding the things that are right and pure. We should think of the things that are lovely, admirable, and of course, we should always aspire for what is excellent and praiseworthy, especially in our character and behavior. Now, I would like to end this lecture with this quote. Leaders are like eagles. They don't fly with the flock. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the quality of his actions and the integrity of his intent. Leaders are much like eagles. They don't flock. You find them one at a time. It's a very good comparison, di ba? Alam niyo bang ang mga agila, they soar up to 10,000 feet? Taas, no? Taas ng lipad ng mga agila. And eagles fly high alone at great altitude and not with small birds. Isipin niyo itong mga sinasabi ko. They understand and accept the difference that eagles fly with eagles. When we compare challenges with the thundery weather, where all other birds hide in the leaves and branches of trees for safety, the eagle, on the other hand, uses the storm to lift him higher above the clouds. This gives the eagle an opportunity to rest its wings. Kakaibang agila, di ba? So, they don't flock. They don't fly with the flock. And they don't stay together with the flock. They fly high above the clouds. And they use the storm para makalipad sila above the storm, where everything is peaceful. Okay? Okay? I hope nakatulong itong video natin sa pagkakaroon nyo ng tamang idea on the essence of true leadership. And I hope na nakapulutan nyo ito ng aral at nagkaroon kayo ng inspiration on how to become a great leader. For your training assessment, you're going to answer the following questions and you will send it to my email. The first question will be, how do you picture yourself as a leader basing from the key points given during the lecture? The next one is, what are your thoughts about this saying, eagles fly only with eagles? The next one, what are your takeaways from this self-learning leadership video? I want you to send your response to my email address, ehs@gmail.com. Our world needs leaders with ethics. Please be one. Thank you for listening. God bless us all.